Hi everyone, welcome to Juju's Collectibles Corner, and today we are going to be doing a little bit of comic book talk, and specifically about the Absolute Batman Cover A dilemma. Now, I don't know if some of you know about what's going on with this book, but DC, when they come out with variant covers, it's no longer the book with that cover. What it is, it's the original Cover A book with a cardstock over the original cover. So you're getting both covers, but today people are removing the variant cover to sell it as a true Cover A book because that's the one that's worth more. So the question is, for a lot of people, how do they feel about this? So today I'm going to give you my thoughts on this issue and how I feel about it. You could feel totally different. You could not agree with me. You could totally agree with me. That's up to you. We all have opinions, and that's what's great about this country. Um, for me, though, I don't. For me, it's an integrity thing. For me, I would not try to sell a variant cover of Absolute Batman 1 as a cover A by removing the variant cover. That to me just it's dishonest. And I'm sorry, but that's just how I am. I am a loyal person, I'm an honest person, and when people do things like that, it makes me not want to deal with them anymore. My thing about business, if you're going to be in business, have integrity, um, and honesty, and you will reap the benefits of that from a good customer base. When you do shady things and you try to scam people, that's you're going to make a quick buck, but you're going to have to continue to find a new scam to keep making money to draw new people in because the people who bought from you before aren't going to come back to you because they know you're a scammer. So it's like, why scam people just for a quick buck? When if you would establish yourself as a loyal, honest reseller or seller, your customer base will build exponentially at some point in time. Yes, it will take time, but it just, to me, it's removing the variant cover to sell the Absolute Batman Cover A as a true Cover A when it's not. It just it's an honesty thing for me, and I know some people don't have issues with that. That's that's you. That's not me. If you do resell these things like this, to each their own. But for me, if I want a true cover A, I want a true cover A. I don't want a cover B that had the cardstock variant cover removed to sell it as a cover A. I don't know. I just for me, it's an integrity thing for me. It's a character thing. Some people may not like that. I'm sorry, but that's just how I am. I try to be as honest and as open and as I can, especially when I'm selling stuff. It's definitely it's a dilemma right now. I've seen it in the comic book groups on Facebook, um, and it's just it's not something that I would do. I did recently purchase a Absolute Batman Cover A. From what I can tell, it is a true Cover A. I don't see any issues along the spine or the staples that show that they have been, that something had been there before. So I hope and pray that it truly is. So there's no real way for me to tell if it truly is. I just have to go on faith that the guy who sold it to me sold me a true number one. So, and like I said, it looks good. It looks clean. It's right there. This will be my giveaway item. So, I'm trying to build up to 1,000 subscribers, and once I do that, that'll be given away to whoever gets randomly drawn. I'm still working on the details. More than likely, it's a like and comment and subscribe deal. Um, to get entered, and once I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll randomly choose the winner. So we'll see see how it works. But for me, the dilemma of this that's going on with this book, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. For me personally, it's not something that I subscribe to doing. So to each their own. But I implore people, don't damage the books. Don't damage the books, because you never know. Because if people keep doing this, we're going to have more cover A's, and then the value of those cover A's will end up dropping. And then the variant covers, because there's going to be less of them, the variant covers could go up in price. And so now it's just you're doing it right now to try and make a quick buck on what the market is right now. The market could totally shift by next year. Cover A could drop drastically within the next couple months. It's just it's just the demand. Once people start reading it, and if the story gets to the point where they don't like it anymore, the book's going to go down in value, and that's hard that sucks, but that's the way comic books are. Right now, it's the trajectory is still going like this, and hopefully it will stay that way. But don't remove the cover of a variant to make it a cover A just because you want to make a quick buck. Like if you're for me, it's turning into the trading card speculation. Comic books is. Everybody goes buying these trading cards. They buy boxes and boxes of them because they're looking for that one big hit card to make them rich. And it's like it's not. That's not how it works, people. This is a hobby. This is something that people have been doing for 70, 80 years. We're getting close to 100 years of certain titles and certain characters and things like that. So this hobby has been going on for a while. It sucks that people are trying to turn it into a business where it takes the fun out of the hobby for the people who have been doing it for the love of the comic books, for the love of the art, for the love of the writing, for the love of the characters. And when you start turning it into such a money grab, it loses its luster for a lot of people. And I didn't want to collect trading cards anymore. Trading cards were just so the cost of buying trading cards went up so high to a point where the enjoyment was not there anymore. That's why I came back to comic books, because comic books are still kind of not as big as trading cards have gotten. Unfortunately, comic books are slowly getting towards there. I really wish that the companies would start doing less variants. We don't need 100 damn covers of one issue. I'm sorry, we just don't. And limit it to 4 or 5 at the most and be done with it. Just stop with all these variants that are just ridiculously crazy. So back to my purpose for this video. I end up going off on a tangent. I apologize. But yeah, the absolute Batman dilemma, the cover A dilemma, just stop removing the variants. Stop removing the cardstock covers off of them to make it a cover A. It's just it's a integrity, honesty. It's just be honest with your customers. Don't try to scam us. Please don't try and scam us. Because a lot of times we'll be able to, a true collector will see something that's a little off with it, and then if we go to send it off for grading, it might get caught there too. So just don't do it. Leave the covers the way they are. Just leave the covers the way they are. And that's my honest thoughts on this. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share out, hit that notification bell so you know I got something new coming. I'll be working on some more videos here soon. I got another mail call video I'll be working on because got my Christmas money, so I've been doing some buying. So it's always fun when Christmas comes around. The eBay sales go up for everybody. So thank you again, and I will see you all again later. Have a good morning, noon, night, afternoon, whatever time it is that you're watching this. I will talk to you all later. Bye.